Hi friends, welcome back to Art in the Stacks. Today we will be doing woven drawings, so you will need 2 pieces of paper, a pencil, and some scissors, and if you want you can grab a glue stick, a paintbrush, and some paints to really make your image pop. So let's get started. To begin, you can draw really anything that you want, but today I'm going to be drawing a Japanese maple leaf. And so I'm just gonna quickly sketch out a leaf and try and get it to take up the entire page. And then after we get our drawings done, we're going to actually cut up these images and weave them together. So don't get too attached to whatever you're sketching, because it's going to be cut and then made into something even cooler. So I'm just adding some jagged lines because I don't know if y'all have all seen this kind of leaf before, but it has serrated edges and several different points on it. So just kind of rounding it out at the bottom and then moving up into a point. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because the image will be dissected anyway, so just do the best that you can. I'm going to add one more leaf down here. And then have it meet near the middle. And then do basically the same thing to the other side. And just try and take up as much as the page as you can so that it'll be a really cool image at the end. I'll do one more. I'm just going to make these a little farther apart. Alright, and then have it meet near the middle. Then I'm just going to draw some little lines to add a bit of detail, all joining together at the bottom. And again, you can draw a completely different design if you want. Just keep it simple because you will be repeating the drawing, and make sure that it's nice and big. Alright, so there we have a very quick maple leaf. And so then you're going to do the same thing on your other piece of paper. I already sketched out mine before. This one's a little neater, but it'll be all right. And so maybe pause the video and then come back, or once you finish your first sketch, and then repeat it. And then once you get done with that, we're going to start cutting. So for the young ones out there, you might need some help with this part. But so to begin, you're just going to pick one of your drawings, whichever one you want, and we're going to cut this one vertically, but we're not going to cut it all the way through. We're going to leave about an inch or so on the bottom to where all the vertical lines will still be connected. So cut it maybe 1/2 inch to 1 inch wide, and just try and keep them as straight as possible. But if they're a little wavy, that's fine too. And remember, don't cut it all the way through because we need this one to be attached to hold the image together. And I forgot to mention, if you want to paint, you can feel free to do that before you start cutting. I didn't do it because then you have to wait for your drawing, for the paint to dry completely before you can start cutting and weaving, obviously. But feel free to paint, and it'll really make it pop, especially if you use like complementary colors. Like a Japanese maple leaf is normally red or orange, so if you use like a blue in the background, that would look really cool once it's all put together. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to use the drawing. You're just going to keep cutting in as even slices as you can all the way down until you get to the end. All right, it's a little wobbly at the end, but that's fine. And so then for your other drawing, we're going to cut this one horizontally, and we are going to cut this all the way through. So starting at the bottom, we're going to cut it completely off. And if you want, you can get rid of this first piece since we have this area still intact. This way it'll match up a little bit better if you get rid of that bottom piece first, but you can keep it if you want them to be a little off-centered. And so then just repeat that, cutting horizontal strips. And if you have a paper cutter for this part, that would be good to make sure that they're even and straight, but it's all right if they're a little curvy. I'll do one more. All right, and then I'm going to try and keep these in order best I can. It's all right if they get a little out of order. And so then to begin weaving, I'm going to take my bottom piece and I'm going to go over this top part and under, or over this first strip, under the next strip, over the third strip, under the fourth strip, and you're just going to go over, under, and repeat. So it might be easier to just lift up the ones that you're going under instead of actually trying to weave it all. Like that. And so you can see that a little bitty piece of that one is going to show up, and it's covering up part of this one. And so the farther that we go, it's going to reveal more and more of the second drawing. So for your next piece, you're going to do the opposite of what you did. So if we started over on this one, then we're going to start under. So then we're going under, over, under, over. And again, if you've painted this, it's going to look super cool and really pop out. It's just going to take a little more time to dry. So then for the next one, we're doing the opposite of our last slice. So we're going over and then under again. Try and get them lined up as best as you can. And then we're just going to keep doing this the whole way down. And as you can see, it starts to get a little jumbled. And if you have different colors, it's going to, you could even use crayons if you don't want to paint, but if you have different colors, it'll make it even more obvious which parts are leaves and which parts are the negative space. But you can see that it's going to make it a lot more dynamic. Like right now, we kind of have two stems and our leaves are broken up, which is really cool. And it just deconstructs the image and then constructs it into a new pattern, which is awesome. keep repeating. And then we're just going to do this the whole way down. I bet you can get the idea. And then whenever you're done, you can put little bits of glue on your last woven piece to get it to all stay together. And so it's going to go all the way down. Or if you wanted to just leave it like that and have part of it full and then part of it deconstructed, or you can even have like leave this part unwoven so that you have, you know, these parts of the original and then just the middle part is all jumbled up, then you can do that as well. So just please post your woven images in our comments and let us know how it went. Thanks, guys.